Hello, I'm Mark Goodman. Thanks for tuning in to this new adventure. I'm going to be vlogging on a theme that is really a life theme for me, and I welcome you to join me in this, and that is that we are to live our everyday, ordinary lives for Christ. Now, that means every single day of our lives, we are to live for Christ in every arena, in every atmosphere, in every relationship. That is the theme that I devote much of my time to in teaching at Rabbit Creek Church, where I pastor. I hope that you will enjoy this time of getting to preview some of the material which will feed into those messages. That'll be the main focus of this vlog. In addition to that focus, we'll be addressing, when we need to, some special world events, events in our nation, events in our own community that need some prayer, a special focus. So I look forward to this journey, and thanks for joining me for it. All right, let's get started. We're going to be focusing these next few weeks in the vlog on Paul's writing to the Philippian Christians. One of the phrases that jumps out when you read the book of Philippians is Paul's phrase that says, to live is Christ. To live is Christ. We're going to go on to talk about living for Christ and in Christ. But first I want to focus on this idea that to live is Christ. In other words, we know our true identity when we live as Christ calls us to live, when we live in Him. The other way to look at that from the negative side of things is if we're living for anything other or any person other than Christ, we're missing out on the full life to which Christ calls us and upon which Paul spends a lot of time speaking and writing. Particularly on this coming Sunday, where we launch into February of 2020, we're going to be talking about that phrase in detail, to live as Christ. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on Paul's call to love. He talks about how he loves them and points out how they love him in return. And one of the things that he covers in this idea on love is the difference between uneducated and educated love. In other words, love that is informed and love that is ignorant. True love is informed. True love is where we know details and we love because of them or in spite of them. And Paul is telling them that he loves them because of Christ's love for them. And so no matter who they are or what they're doing or what their past is or how they're currently living, Paul assures them that he loves them. Another thing he does is he encourages them by telling them that they are partners with him in the gospel. I want us to think about that as well. What does that mean to be partners with each other in the gospel? What does it mean to actually be co-workers together in the gospel? And we want to really focus on how that plays out in our lives, because if we're partners, co-workers in the gospel, and we have an educated love and knowledge of each other, then that's going to help us know how to live in a way that acknowledges Paul's statement, to live as Christ. So join us on Sunday. It's going to be a great way to dig into Philippians and learn more about how we live our lives for Christ. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.